Would you say that more Christians have sent their children to Christian school over time than they used to?
Yes.
Okay. So now my question.
Okay.
The Christians like to complain about public schools, but then don't send their kids there and have any influence in how that's going because they took their kids out and they don't care anymore.
Right.
About the public school because their kids aren't there.
Right.
So the Christians are leaving a public institution to go private, basically. And from their perspective, leaving it to rot. And become what it is now. So either send your kids there and change it, or stop complaining.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
I agree that you can say there. Hey, here's the reasons I didn't send my kid to the public school. Right. List your statements. But this is tough because you do have parents who have the ability to make that decision for their kids.
Yes.
Right. Yet there's other parents and families who don't have that ability. That their kids are going to go to public school regardless.
Right.
Because both parents have to work or whatever it may be. And
so rich Christians of influence
are
leaving poor Christians
to
die.
But let's well, that's kind of what I'm getting to is I think that we have to be able to also speak on behalf of those who don't have that choice and to bring critiques against it. I mean, listen, there are so many individuals that do not send their kids to public school, but yet are implementing public school policies on a political level.
Right.
And so and I think that's kind of part of the issue too is like, do we say, well, they don't have a voice either? You know? And so I do wrestle with it. Like I do wrestle because if you're going to fight for something to change, but you're not willing to kind of put your skin in the game, if you were.
Right.
I think the problem is I want to be able to fight for others' kids without having to sacrifice my own. And I'm not saying that's how, I'm just saying and I think that's how Christians think about it.
Okay.
I'm just saying they think about it in the sense of, hey, I still want to fight for public schools to change, but I'm not willing to send my kid there waiting for that to change.
Okay, well, it seems like if tomorrow every Christian school got shut down.
Right.
Or went away. And basically, if every Christian kid had to go back to public school tomorrow.
Okay.
Things would probably be different pretty quick.
Okay.
I mean, as quick as the government can change things.
Yeah.
Right?
Are you talking about just in just the environment of the schools and those kind of things?
And getting rid of the curriculums that they don't want. They'd have more influence on school boards and, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe, but, taxpayer dollars are already going there. So, and I see what you're saying because maybe you have parents who'd be more vested into it.
Right.
Because their kids are there. I guess that's what you're saying. Maybe. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know. I don't know if and again, I hate speaking these wide, generalities, but or these broad strokes. But I do worry sometimes. Like, have we already gone too far?
Oh, has the
education system?
Is it a lost institution?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
and the trend is toward everybody goes to school that matches their religion,
or
their
or proper education or educational standards or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, I worry that public school. I mean, in my opinion, public school needs I don't know if you can even reform the darn thing. It honestly just needs like a redo. You just wish you could just restart the whole thing. Because I think the notion of providing free public school is incredible. Mm-hmm. I think that's amazing that we get to do that. That Our country provides that for our students, for our kids. I mean, what an opportunity. There's tons of kids who would never have the ability to go to school if it wasn't free. And so I thank God we live in a country that provides free public school education. I really do. But yet I would like to see it reformed in such a way that ideology from the top coming down is not being pushed so hard. And so I guess that's my wrestling point with it, because I really do value it. I mean, I'm in enough other countries to realize what a incredible opportunity our kids get. I mean, I'll be going this month to a place, traveling to a country where kids go for half a day. That's their education, public education. They go for half a day, and that's it. But because of where these kids are coming from, it's like it's provided for them, but there's no expectation that these kids are going to graduate or any of those kind of things. Mm-hmm. Like, it's like kind of fulfilling we're providing the kids something. They can learn the basics of reading and writing, that kind of stuff. But then there's no hope for them beyond a certain grade level. Man, that's not the case in our country. So I really am thankful for free public education. So I don't want to come across like I'm just bashing it all the time. I have large critiques of it.
Mm-hmm. But you just said that it's probably not reformable.
Yeah, I just think at this point it's probably too far gone. And that's sad, and that saddens me to say that. And maybe I hope I'm wrong.
Okay.
Not just on the ideological framework, but on just the philosophy of education.
Okay.
And that's a whole nother topic for me, is just the philosophy of education that's in the public school system. It's so now embedded, and I don't know if that can be changed. I don't know.
And you think that is better at Christian schools?
Oh boy. Not necessarily. I mean, I know.
Okay.
I know, Nate. So
everyone's dumb.
Yes. And I think philosophy of education in our country in general is a point of contention for me.
Okay.
We've lost, and I mentioned this in the first episode, like just the ability to critically think.
Yeah.
To walk through phases like the classical education would frame it as the grammar stage, the logic stage, the rhetoric stage, like teaching kids not only information, but how to process that information, how to interact with it, and how to think critically of it, and how to not always just take things at face value, how to not always be black and white with everything, or not have quick responses, but to process, take it, be willing to even have your mind changed. And I worry that philosophy of education, which is in our public school system now, and I think probably in our country in general, because you see it in private schools too, both Christian and non-Christian private schools, is the philosophy of education is let's just get information into kids, give them information. And if they know a lot of information, they're smart. They'll test well, that kind of thing. And that's just not how you judge a kid's intelligence, you know.